Hello everyone, and welcome back to a long gap after my last video, Road to Ranked 1 series. This is Vodnik. It's been quite a while since I've recorded. I was in quite a bit of a losing streak, as well as I've been hovering around like rank 9 to rank 6, so I'm trying to get back up again. I don't know where I am here. Rank 8 maybe, rank 7. So I did eventually hit rank 6, but I don't think I actually made it past that, and that was recently, and then I lost like a whole ton of games. And I'm guessing by what I'm saying here, last game was we lost a game because we had a bot. So oh no, I must have had a lot of rank 30s, and I was about to. That's it. I remember now. I was rank 7, and I was one game away from winning, to getting my rank 6, and I was grouped with 3 people who were like rank 30, 30, and like 40, and I was pretty salty about that. So I don't know why Rhaegar looks like that. It's kind of weird, but whatever the reason, doesn't matter. This game is something else. We actually came very, I'm not gonna say anything. You're just gonna watch and see what the hell happens in this game. So here I'm playing Thrall, which I don't think I've uploaded any videos of me playing Thrall, but I actually do play Thrall a lot now. I actually played him a lot during Quick Match just because I wanted his master skin, this one that I'm using, because I thought it was cool looking. So I played probably about close to 150 games with him, and then after I got his master skin, I tried playing him in ranked, and like I don't know what the hell happened. I just did terrible, and like my record with him was like 6 wins, 12 losses, or something like that. I've since then brought it up. I'm still negative in losses with him. I'm debating on whether or not I want to try and bring it up more, or if I just want to like try and push my rank up higher. I don't know that I will make rank 1 before the season ends. I heard it was next week. I don't know if that's true or not. This video was from about a week and a half ago, or this game rather. I'm making the video today on 7/28. But like always, I'm going to have the camera locked on my character, which is also going to show what I'm looking at, and not just my character. So if I'm playing and I move the camera to somewhere else on the map, you're going to see that change. So builds. Let me pause here. Builds. I always get season. Oh, I don't always get season. I usually get season marksman on Thrall level 1. I've tried getting rabid wolves for the extra feral stacks. That's okay, I guess. I don't like the rolling thunder. I don't feel like 10 men is enough, because Thrall's attack speed's kind of slow. Not even 1 attack per second. So, I mean, I do like the range boost when I get that, but no. Very rarely do I get block. It really has to call for it. Like, they have to be using Vala and Illidan and I don't know, a bunch of people that use basic attacks, but even still, not likely to get it. Continue. I'm just sitting bot right now with Rhaegar, hoping to get to level 4, and at level 4 I get Envenom. My other choices for level 4 are Chain Lightning can hit additional targets for 50% damage. Chain Lightning doesn't do that much damage in the first place, so the fact that it already hits half damage onto 2 other targets, and I don't know if it hits for half of that damage, so it hits for 25% of the main damage, which is 118, or if it hits for the whatever, the regular 64 damage, or 69 damage. Still for 2 extra targets, it's not that much. I mean, I would get extra stacks of Frostwolf Resilience, which is good, but I like Envenom. Even though they did nerf it, it used to be 300 damage or whatever damage based on your level over 5 seconds. Now it's 10 seconds. But still very good in my opinion, especially against people who have like first aid and stuff. It kind of cancels that out. And Feral Spirit travels 50% farther. No thank you. Frostwolf Resilience restores 15 mana. Okay, so let's put this into perspective here. For me to get a stack of Frostwolf Resilience, I need 5. It doesn't actually show the thing here. Thrall's little Frostwolf Resilience stack. But I need 5 stacks. Each ability that causes damage gives me 1 stack. So if I use Chain Lightning and I get 3 stacks, I have to use 100 mana before I get 15 mana. Not really worth it. I mean, late game, when I use Wind Fury, it's going to give me like 1.5 stacks because I'm going to get double Frostwolf Resilience later. But for me, 15 mana every stack, and that doesn't, at least I don't remember it going up. Maybe it does. But even still, I'd rather have damage over mana, even though mana is kind of important for Thrall since he has mana issues. But I usually go with Envenom. Almost, I mean always. I never get anything else. So basically I'm just trying to use Chain Lightning as much as possible since it's the lowest mana skill that Thrall has. And it does AoE damage. So I'll just use it to keep my health up in lane and push lane. So first Tribute spawns, or yeah, Tribute. I'm like, Hunger Games, what? But never mind. It is Tribute. So I'm looking around, and I'm seeing that Zagara looks like he might stay bottom. So I'm like, oh, we have a numbers advantage here. We should win this fight. And this is going to be... I did not rewatch this video since I actually played in the game. I just remember how it ends. So I'm not going to remember each fight and play-by-play action. Like, I usually record the videos like next day or like right after I have played them. So the fight breaks out here. I know we have a numbers advantage, so I'm being a little bit aggressive towards Vala to try and get her off the map and get her off the fight. So I'm going in on her, and I land my Frostwolf, and I know I kill her here because I throw the Envenom and the Chain Lightning. I stay aggressive on Tyrael. Why does everybody look like that? This is kind of funny. But we get Vala off, and we start forcing Tyrael out of the fight. I think we get him. No, we don't. So I back off now. And we get the Tribute, and looks like everybody looks retarded on my team except for me and Anubarak. I don't know why everybody's in like mannequin mode. But I knew Zagara wasn't there, so we had a good chance of winning, even though he's pushing bottom pretty hard and getting that EXP. For me, curses matter in the long run, so I feel like curses are more important than getting a couple turrets, even though Zagara could probably get a lot more later in the game. But so we try to get him here. I don't think we do, because my Envenom wasn't up yet. I might have been able to get him if it was. So I just go back bottom. I try to get Zagara off turrets, stop his push, and just clear waves. Use Chain Lightning as needed. When he starts pushing again, I'll start using it. Level 7, I always get follow through. And I say it like that because someone was telling me to get reduced Wind Fury cooldown, which would bring the cooldown from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. And I was thinking about it, and I was trying to decide if it would give me more damage overall based on the build that I do, because I do a Wind Fury build, but I never get this. I feel like getting follow through gives you more damage because you get the boost after the Chain Lightning, and then Frostwolf, Feral Spirit, and then Wind Fury. So that's 120% more damage after each of those abilities. And then if I use ult, and I still gotta look into that. If Envenom gives me a stack of that, I'm not sure if it gives me a stack of follow through. But if there was going to be a second choice, if you wanted to do this build, this was probably very viable. A half a second on Feral Root, I feel, is not going to make a difference. And I've thought about doing this to get the immediate heal, but I don't know. I feel like it could be good. I guess it depends on your team comp. If you really need the damage, I would get follow through. Like on this particular team, I have Sylvanas and Jaina, or if I had Jaina and Kael'thas, I guess I wouldn't need that huge damage boost, and I could go for something like this just to like throw them off and force them to sustain, but we're going with follow through here. That's what's happening. So I clear out bottom. I see Jaina's kind of down there, so I'm like, we'll just go away. And I see Vala's out of position here, so I try to go on her, and I know we're gonna get the kill here because Jaina's slows are like super OP, last for like 90 years. And I just leave Jaina because I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. Because the tribute's up, and I know she's gonna live as long as she uses her abilities properly. So we come up top. Again, I know we have a numbers advantage because we killed one bottom and Zagara's bottom, so I'm like, let me just go for this and force somebody out of position. Like Thrall here. He's going out of his way to try and stop me. We get the tribute. I don't know if we get any kills here. I try to go onto Thrall a little bit, but I'm basically just like showing presence, and I'm like, we need to just get away. We got the tribute. It's over. Let's go back to lane and soak. So I grab the fountain, and I'm just trying to keep them off our turrets, which I don't think we do such a good job here. And I think Anubarak does something really dumb. I think he like goes in with like no HP, and I'm like, why the hell would you do that? And gets killed. I could be thinking of a different game. Yeah, it looks like he bases here. So I'm just trying to keep them off the turrets and stop them from like taking our forts and stuff. So the next one spawns. I immediately just mount up and leave. Sylvanas keeps using her Q, I think it's her Q, offensively, and that's really annoying. I hate when Sylvanas players do that because then you leave yourself no chance to escape. So I try to get some people low here before the tribute spawning because I know two of our members are bottom and they can hold them off, and I'm like, if I can get them low and we can group up, we might win the fight easier. So then I head bottom and I try to go on Vala here, but I'm kind of by myself, and I realize that I'm probably going to die because team took way long to get bottom, like, but whatever. We got the first two, and I was like, forget it, just get out of there. We lost two people. That was kind of stupid of me. And I'm just looking around the map while I spawn, and I'm deciding where to go. So I decided to go mid, since nobody's mid and we have someone bot and Rhaegar's going top. And Sylvanas wants to get that, so that's fine by me. Go ahead, get some camps. We need camps anyway. Level 10, not even going to look at the other choice. Always get Sunder. I'm sorry. Some people might not agree with me, but Earthquake is the most useless level 10 heroic ever. Yeah, it gives you this like amazingly OP slow, but it does no damage. It's not hard CC. And the cooldown is, I think, just as long as Sunder, if I'm not mistaken. 10 seconds less. So you're talking about 70% slow. It doesn't do damage. It's not a hard CC, so it doesn't stop abilities like Lily's ult or Vala's ult. So really, I throw that down. All it's good for is chasing and keeping people in abilities. Or you could get a hard CC that would stop those ultimates, providing you land it, does damage, and it has more range. Earthquake, you literally have to be right next to them, or like in front of where they're going to run, so that it's properly positioned. And Thrall's an assassin. Like, you either have to be really ahead to just be in the middle of their team and not get completely destroyed, or your team has to be really good at keeping you sustained. So I feel like Earthquake is such a terrible choice, and I've accidentally grabbed it a couple times. I've literally never won a game where I accidentally grabbed Earthquake. It's such a bad ability. It needs to get reworked. I think what they should have done is taken the damage off of Sunder and make it that it's just a stun, and make it wider, and then give the damage to Earthquake. So that way there's kind of like a decision you have to make. Do I want damage and slow, or do I just want CC? A wide CC. And also, Sunder gives you stacks of Frostwolf Resilience, so if you hit 4 people with it, it's gonna give you some of those stacks here and heal you up. So another reason why I get Sundering over Earthquake. It's just a better overall pick, in my opinion. There's no other real choice. You're just, I don't know. Earthquake's just bad. Just don't get it. If you can find a way for that to be viable, please make a video, post it, and I want to see Earthquake be strong. So I'm looking bot and I see Zagara like dominating this thing, and I'm like, why is nobody down there? I know Jaina was down there before, or somebody was down there before. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of stupid. And then these fucking siege minions got in my way and like blocked me super hard. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna use ult so I can kill this bitch. And I don't actually know if that was low enough to get her. Yes, it was. So it was low enough. We do lose the fort, however. So I was like, whatever. We got the kill. I don't know if we get this tribute because I'm trying to just stop these siege minions bottom and just give our minions a wave advantage so that they start pushing. I know I should probably be grouping my team right now, but I just don't want to lose any more of the base than we already have, so I'm just trying to even it out a little bit, or at least slow the push down. And then I see we lose a top, so I'm like, whatever, we'll give it to them. I'm trying to keep this shit pushed out, because if I would have left those siege minions there, they would have pushed all the way to our second turrets, and then possibly taken those turrets with the amount of time we could have spent fighting up there. So I was like, we could just give it to them, and hopefully people stop messaging me on Skype so I can make this video. So I'm just pushing this out, and I'm trying to even out the EXP loss from the kills by getting the turrets. Always focus turrets first because they give experience. The wall doesn't give any experience, so get the turrets first. And I'm just saving my W and my Wind Fury, my W and my E, so I can hopefully escape if somebody shows up while I'm trying to take this. But I'm looking at the map and it doesn't look like anybody's coming bottom, so I'm just trying to add some pressure onto the map. And I see the thing spawns, so I go top, or yeah, just kind of like top, mid top. I start heading up, and I'm looking around and I don't see them. And then I see Zagara, and I'm like, I need to grab this real quick. And I'm like, why is nobody over there? So I try to like just dart across, and I use my ultimate to stop Zagara, but Jaina also got it. But it's okay because it kind of put us in a good position, even though I didn't get to use it for Lily's ult. So I mount back up and I loop around, and I'm looking around and I'm trying to see where we can turn this fight around a little bit more. Even though it's 4v5, we're kind of losing it. So then he goes in on Vala, and I get the kill on Vala, and we get Tyrael, and I run away because I don't want to get blown up by that thing because it hurts really bad. And I'm like, okay, let's push right now. The closest lane is bottom, so mid, so go mid. No sense in going top, it's further away, but since the 3 people were down, we could split push. So I was like, okay, 2 and 2 is fine. We'll get more that way. And then I said, after the curse ends, get the boss immediately. That was my call. They wanted to get bot soaked. Get bot boss. Immediately. Yeah, I spelled immediately wrong, so, because I'm stupid. And I'm just running away here from Vala. And I know she's not going to chase after me because I can so quickly turn on her and kill her. So I'm heading down to the boss. Or am I heading to the boss? No, I'm heading bottom. No, I ain't going to the boss. And I'm like, there's only like 10 seconds left. We're not going to be able to do much. We already got all the outer forts. So let's just group and try and get this boss. And I sit in the bush and I'm waiting to see. Then this guy starts it, and I think what happens here is not everybody commits onto this boss. No, I think we do all commit. Yeah, so I think we get this, because I think they're getting their boss at this point. Oh no, they're getting their siege. So yeah, they're about to go get their boss, and I'm like, we can probably make it. We might be able to make it, because I saw that they got the siege camp here and the bruisers here, and I was like, the boss is going to be next in line, especially after they just saw us take ours. So I just want to pause and appreciate this right here. I don't know why the replay does this weird ass shit, but this is pretty funny. I don't know what happened to this unicorn here, but this is pretty interesting. Okay. Anyway, we're going to the boss here because we're going to try and stop it. I know they're doing it already. So Vala lands the first part of her ult on me. I tried to ult and get in there so they couldn't cap, but it was too late. But I mean, we end up getting some kills out of this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It was worth, because they have to defend against our boss, and we got kills, and I'm like, let's just go defend against our boss, and I'm gonna go mid to get these bruisers. They wanna kind of like split and push, and I'm like, no, just defend against our boss. I'll get mid and bottom lane. I get mid first because we still have the turret there, so I want to clear this out. Why does it still have? There we go. It had Jaina's abilities on bottom for some reason, but so I go bot, I'm mid, and I clear this out and kind of direct the team. We need to just. We don't want that boss free roaming our base right now. That'll take some shit down. So I clear out mid, and then I go bottom, and I have no mana, and I'm looking at nothing for some reason. So that turret's still there. If I didn't clear those siege earlier, that turret wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be wasting time attacking that, and it would probably be almost on our fort already. But since that turret's still there, and it's still there now, it's just something to slow down people who are pushing. And my mana's pretty low right now, but I know that they want to. I was like, oh shit. And I just used my ult, and I'm like, let me get out of here. I'm not even gonna risk it. I'm not gonna try and save it. 70 seconds isn't that long. And then I see Jaina out of position, and I'm like, okay, let me just go in and try and help them here. I don't know how much of a help I'm gonna be with one ability, but oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. I totally just skipped over the last two level ups. Okay, so level 13. I just realized when I looked up at the level. I get double Frostwolf Resilience, which just gives me 2 stacks per hit when I use Wind Fury, which is just good for sustaining. It makes so much of a difference. Giant Killer is it's okay. I wouldn't say it's worth it, because you're talking about 1.5% of max health, and most heroes don't have more than 5k. I mean, tanks have 5k health, and if you're talking 1.5% of 5k, that's like 70 damage per hit, which is, or 75 damage per hit, and that's if it's the tank. If you're talking about somebody like Vala, you're gonna get like 30 damage per hit, because they only have like 3,500 health or less. So it's not really worth it unless you're facing like a really heavy tanky team. Like if you face double tanks on Asmodan, then maybe you might get that, because Asmodan has a lot of HP, tanks have a lot of HP, so then maybe it'll be useful. But I feel like the sustain you get from Grace of Air is just so much better. Feral Spirit is a 12-second cooldown, making that a 6-second cooldown when it lands. I feel like it's not that detrimental in a team fight. Spell Shield. I mean, I suppose you could get this, especially if it's like Jaina Kael'thas on the enemy team and you're getting kited hard and bursted. It might be good to get, but I feel like the sustain might be a little bit better. I've never actually tried it. Level 16, Tempest Fury. Wind Fury's final strike hits 3 times. So, the final strike, it's basically you get 2 extra hits, which is the way it should word it. They make it seem like it's 3 more hits than it normally is, but it's the 3rd strike attacks 2 more times. So, I get this for the extra damage, and I get it for the sustain, because those 2 extra hits also give you 4 extra stacks, because it's double stacks when using Wind Fury. So I get first hit 2, second hit 2, third hit 6 stacks. So that's 10 stacks. I get 2 stacks or 2 procs of Frostwolf Resilience from 1 Wind Fury, or probably close to it. I don't know if the last 2 hits actually give you full stacks. Maybe they give you 1 stack each, but even still, that's a lot of sustain. And then if you land any of your other abilities, you'll get a second proc if it doesn't give you 2 procs. Increased Wind Fury move speed and let's see, move speed. Wind Fury attacks increase the movement speed duration by 1 second. So that one's okay, I guess. I feel like, again, the sustain and the damage you get from this is better. Allows Chain Lightning to hold 2 charges. No. Chain Lightning doesn't do that much damage in the first place. 339. Okay, so you're talking about 339 versus my basic attacks probably do at this point like 450 damage without follow through. So I mean, that would be good because you get an extra stack of follow through, but I don't know. And they nerfed Blood for Blood recently, so it used to be a more viable pick, because then you would basically get everything you would get from this essentially, because it gives you healing and damage. But it's ranged, so you don't have to be next to them, and give you some slow so you can chase. But now the damage is 10% and then you heal for 20%, so it's really not worth, in my opinion. But back to this fight. So I go in and I'm low mana, and we're trying to just pick somebody off because Jaina almost died. But this is kind of looking bad for us right now, but we're going to see what happens here. We get Maud, and I think Anubarak dies in that little corner, and I'm like, alright, I'm getting out of here. I was like, I am not even going to... I don't think I'll even go back into that fight. I maybe grab the well and go back in, actually. So, Jaina's getting dominated, and I'm looking around like, there's not much we could do here. They're going to get this curse. I just throw it going, and I get Vala, and I'm like, okay, I'm walking away now. Not going to do anything else. And I'm trying to zone them away from my team, but I think I throw in Venom on Tyrael, and then this stupid thing is like wrecking my face, and I try to get Zagara, but blind is OP, and I fucking hate that shit so much. That's my only real issue right now with this game, is that there's so much shit to counter melee assassins, but there's like nothing to counter mages. Like nothing really stops their damage completely like blind does for melee champions, or basic attack champions rather, heroes. So they get the curse here. I was a little overzealous. I should have just gotten the kill on Thrall and walked away. Vala and walked away. But I got ballsy. I was like, oh, get dominated, and then was like, I'm gonna kill all these people. So it looks like they're gonna get this kill on Lily here with the double knockups. Nice. So my team picks up that. I'm gonna go get bruisers, but I think I see the minions on the map, so then I go there. No, I looked and I was like, we still have our turrets up and it's just a minion wave, there's no mercs, so I just go get bruisers. And Thrall, after about level 7, can get camps solo. I mean, it's much easier late game because his sustain and damage is so much better. Okay, so I'm doing 387 per hit, plus 542 when I get a follow-through stack. So, I mean, I still think it's better than the forked lightning choice. So I get the bruisers, and I keep my health up. I try not to use too much mana, just using chain lightning since it's low cost, and then wind fury as needed to clear it out fast. I still have 3/4 of my mana bar. So they get the bruisers, and I'm just clearing out mid here. Rhaegar points out that our boss is coming soon. So level 20, couple different things you can get. You could literally get any 3 of these choices. It really just depends on what's going on. Sunder travels indefinitely. Pretty much what it says. Like, I could cast it from my base and it'll go to their core. There is use for that. I actually think I ended a game once back when I was quick matching with that, because my team got wiped and their core was at like 2% health or something like that. And I had just spawned and we had just hit level 20, and I was like, oh, I'll just grab Sundering, and then I used it from the base. It went across the map and I finished the game, which was kind of funny. Nexus Blades, also very good. 20% more damage on basic attacks, so that means every stack of Wind Fury does 20% more damage on top of the follow-through damage. And I slow them, so it makes it easier to chase, especially since it's hard for Thrall to chase sometimes. Bolts of the Storm, also good, depending on what you're up against, or like how you're doing in the game. You might need to escape from the fight. It just depends. I usually get Nexus Blades because that's like my go-to, but sometimes I get Bolt of the Storm. Just depends on the game. So our boss is soon, and I'm heading down here, and I'm looking, what's the time? 24 seconds. I was like, okay, we have some time. I'm going to clear out the minions down here while they get the siege camp. So I'm going over here, and I clear this out, and I'm going to clear out the next wave too. And they get the siege camp top. So I just want to clear out this minion wave really quick while they start heading over to the boss. But it's taking too long. I thought it was going to be closer, and I'm like, whatever. So we start on it. And, you know, it goes down pretty quickly. I mean, between Jaina and Thrall and Anubarak, we all have really good damage. So it goes down fast. And since I know last time they got the boss at around the same time, we're going to go and do the same thing and go right up to their boss and defend against it. And I said, we both have 0, so ignore the tribute bottom. That's what I'm saying to myself right now. Like, we both have it, and I'm trying to come from around. I don't want to go through that bush because it's dangerous. And again, we were just barely too late. And I'm trying to kill Lily here, but this was a really bad fight for us. We did not focus fire anybody, and this is why we got dominated. I was trying to focus fire Lily, but I guess my team wasn't on the same page, because if Jaina would have thrown like a 1 blizzard, she would have died. But I don't know who she hit. It looked like she hit everybody else and missed. I was like, there was no focus on Zagara or Lily, both of the people who were weak, and I was trying to tell like one of them to just back out and grab the tribute quick. All Rhaegar had to do was leave and grab the tribute. But that boss is wrecking our base now, but our boss is wrecking their base. So it's a trade. We're trading off right now. And it looks like we might be able to recover our keep, and they already lost theirs. So how long is this game? 26 minutes. Holy crap, this is a long game. I was like, oh well. Looks like they got that. We're going to save this, hopefully. If I remember correctly, the game starts going out of our favor at this point. And we start falling behind a little bit here. So I res, and I'm like, let me just clear out mid. I was gonna tell them to back off so that I can get the stacks for my seasoned marksman, but I was like, whatever. No point. So we're waiting on an Uberak to res before we make any moves, even though there's not much to do right now other than clear out waves. That's gonna be up soon, but I think both of those timers are this fucking Jaina animation. I don't know why she's running to the ground, but I'm just looking around like can't do anything. Just wait for the camps, clear out the waves. So Uberak's up. We're waiting for these camps to spawn. Excuse me. And I'm just waiting. There's not much we can do. I'm waiting for those siege minions to get closer by them so we can clear them out safely. They go to get our thing, and this thing just happens to spawn right here. And I think we have another really bad fight here. Jaina gets jumped on, and I try to help her and get onto Thrall, but he fucking takes no damage with Lily healing. And then this time I used my ult to stop the healing. It was a little late, but I did use it. And I'm like, okay, let's get Thrall. And Tyrell's almost dead. And then I throw my abilities, and Rhaegar almost dies. But a Uberak just didn't back out with us so that we could stay grouped. And then she dies, and then Rhaegar almost dies, and I'm like, oh my god. I stay in the bush, I'm like, we might be able to turn on this, but Jaina leaves for whatever reason, even though we could have just thrown abilities onto them and killed them really easily. And I die here, I'm pretty sure. Yup. So, that was bad. I mean, we easily could have killed Vala and Lily if Jaina just stayed in the bush with me. And I'm getting really angry that this Lily is healing so much for them. It's making me a little salty. So I was like, you have to black arrow her ult, Sylvanas, because her ult is easier to land because her AoE I think is bigger than mine, and I think it's a further distance. So, I mean, I can use my ult to stop it, like I did, but it's just harder for me because I have to be close enough to use it, even though it's got decent range, but I just have to be close enough to use it, so it's hard. So they got 2 of our forts, or keeps, so we have 1 keep left. They have 2 keeps left. So it's not looking in our favor. We just lost 2 consecutive team fights, and I'm like, this is not good. I was like, if Tyrell goes in, just burst him. Like, I was the only one who focused him. And Jaina used her ice block for no reason because he was the only one that was on her, and Tyrell doesn't do that much damage. And I'm like, looking at top and I'm on the mini-map, and I'm like, we have to contest this though, because if we don't contest, they're going to get the curse and we lose. So, we try to get in here, and this might have been a bad call on my part. And I'm trying to look for an opportunity to get in onto this fight. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if she's going to use her ult on Lily's ult, so I'm just waiting. And then as soon as I see it, I'm just going to use it. And I'm trying to look for an opportunity to get in here. It looks like they're trying to stall out so that the siege minions start attacking our core. So I'm just throwing my chain lightning. Tyrell goes in on me. I don't really care because I could just heal up with my Frostwolf. And I used it as soon as I could. And the Black Arrow was late. And Uberak gets picked off. We're still in this fight though, because Zagar's dead. I try to get Lily, but blind is fucking OP as shit. And then I try to get Tassadar there, but I'm like, no, can't. So I'm just like, whatever, we need to leave. I think I tried to go in here and get, I don't know why. That was stupid. I was fucking bronze. I don't know what the fuck happened. I should have just left. So we get cursed. And I'm pretty convinced that this is it. But I also forgot that 2 of their members were down, so they weren't going to push and risk that hard. Like they do push, but look at those auto attacks by Tassadar and Tyrell. The animations are so good. And I'm just telling my team that we shouldn't have lost that fight, and for whatever reason Tassadar thinks he could just 1v1 Jaina, and Jaina gets wrecked here, I think. Oh, she actually gets away. So I'm just looking and I'm like, man, what are we gonna do? They don't push to win. And here's where Rhaegar's like, maybe we have another chance. And I'm like, you're right. And I'm like, we have to get the boss and push with it and win. That is our only chance to win this game. So we go down there, and I'm like, everybody needs to go to the boss right now. Because Tassadar's down, we could push and win. This is it. This is all we could do. So I'm directing the team. I'm like, come on, guys, we need to get down here and start doing this. And I look, I just check the bush. Nobody's over there. I'm waiting for a couple seconds for people to show up. And I'm like, okay, they're over by the bruisers. We have time. So we start it. I'm waiting for a Nubarak to show up. We destroy this thing so fast. Oh, I just want to point out, I just hit for 888 with follow-through. I think it was a follow-through proc. I'm almost positive. So, and I only have 32 stacks of seasoned marksman. So, his damage is insane at 666 now. So, oh no, that was the healing. So my damage was 666. But even still, that's a lot. And I've hit for like 700 or more. They were like, push, why not there, boss? I was like, because we weren't on that side of the map. It would have been a risky move, because then we would have had to fight them. And I'm just like, we need to get there, boss, and go for it. And I'm going towards the core, and they only send Vala back, which is stupid. I was like, okay, this bitch is gonna die. I'm just gonna kill her right now. I ult her into her core, and I just dominate her. We're attacking it. This is gonna get so insanely close. And we're going in, and I'm looking at the percentages. I'm like, come on, I'm just trying to rotate my abilities properly, and I'm going, and I'm going, and I'm going. And this is what I see. I'm like, oh my god. And then we win, and I was so fucking excited that we had won that, because I really thought we were going to lose after those last 3 team fights that we lost. But I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and how incredibly close the ending was. If you like it, leave a like and a comment, and subscribe, and I will try to upload more videos. It was a very rough patch that I went through, so I stopped recording, and I went through a week of not playing, and then I came back, and I've just been fluctuating in my rank, still trying to get up there. But see you guys next time.